this, and you can see we have 9 slots instead of 4 slots for our backgrounds. So all the backgrounds that are available that show up in the adventure mode are now selectable on this, which I think is amazing. The Digimon Vital Bracelet series has been some of the most interesting releases from Bandai that I have seen so far. And with the newest release, which is the Vital Bracelet B, they've actually diversified it a lot and given us an extra functionality, which is the ability to use a micro SD card to update the Vital Brace. So with this video, what I wanted to show off is not only how to update your Vital Bracelet B, but also add a little bit extra to your update files to do some extra things with it. I'm not trying to do anything. I'm trying to instructional video telling you guys how to do this. There's no salacious acts happening here. This one right here is a bit more special than my other Vital Brace because this one is actually running a newer, let's say custom firmware, but you do need to still use the update file from Bandai. Stay tuned to this video. We'll show you what to do, how to do it, and we'll show off some of the new features on this. So first things first, what you're gonna need is obviously your Vital Bracelet. You're also going to need some kind of micro SD card and some kind of micro SD card reader. So with these, you're gonna head to Bandai's official website to download the newest Vital Bracelet updates. As of right now, there is only one update, which is like 1.0.b. So what you're gonna do is download that file onto your computer, throw it onto your SD card. You're gonna put the SD card into your Vital Bracelet in the same slot in which you put your BEMs or DIM cards, upside down. So the normal way when you put an SD card in, you want the notches to be on the bottom and the text facing you. You don't want to do that for this. You actually want to have it upside down. So what you're gonna do is place the micro SD card into your DIM card slot, just like so. Do not force anything, put it in there. Again, don't force it. If you ever have to force anything, it's not a good sign. So it won't go all the way in, but you'll feel I can't push it all the way in. There's a resistance there. That's on purpose. Don't mess with it. You're good to go, okay? I know that sounds weird, it's gonna feel weird, but that's how it goes in. Before you even put your SD card in your Vital Brace, you're gonna make sure you turn the Vital Brace off. Now, if you're running the normal firmware, holding the bottom button of your Vital Brace is going to turn it off. So you hold that for a couple seconds, it should turn off your Vital Brace. If not, you can go over into the menu to power, click that, and it'll turn off your Vital Brace. Once the Vital Brace is turned off, go ahead and insert your SD card. And another thing that's a little strange, you're gonna want to make sure that your Vital Bracelet is plugged into a computer. They recommend plugging into a computer. I don't know if it has to be plugged into a computer. I haven't tried it without doing that, but for the sake of brevity, let's just say plug it into your computer. I used a slightly longer cable to do this because the cables provided by Bandai are a little short. And you want to keep an eye on your Vital Brace when it's updating to make sure that the update is actually going well. Once it's plugged in, you'll turn your Vital Brace back on. It'll show the B logo, and what you're gonna do is just wait. It's the same animation as waiting for your DIM cards to load into the Vital Brace. Once you're waiting for it to go, what it should do is just say complete, and it should tell you to take out the SD card. Now that this is in and this is plugged in, we're going to turn it on and it'll come to a special screen. So as you can see, it's already loading in the data from here. We're already waiting. If you were to turn it on, I believe it tells you to plug it in. But since we already had it plugged in, it skipped that section. So this is loading just like it would load any other DIM card. It's the same screen, almost the same waiting time too. So now that we are updated, it's telling us to remove the SD card. Same logo as if you were to remove the DIM card. From there, when you turn it on, what you should notice when you head over into information menu in the Vital Brace, it should say that you're successfully on firmware 1.0.b as opposed to 1.0.a. Now, the only update that is added from the official update from Bandai is the fact that the Impulse City DIM no longer glitches out when you try to transfer Digimon to and from the new app. That's literally all they added. However, the geniuses, well, really the genius, Cyanic, whose name might sound familiar because they worked with Vincent Veek on the Vital Pet mod, they have actually figured out how to add some more goodies into your update file so that when you update your Vital Brace, you can actually get some more functionality. So what I did and what you do is you're going to head over to the Digitama Hatchery Discord. Once you're on that Discord, you're going to go to modding VPets, that section, and then you're going to check the pinned messages, and Xanaxdu's pinned message should be like the top one. One main important thing you want to keep in mind is make sure that you're reading the README file that is in the folder. I don't want to show off every single bit of how to do this process on the channel, just because I don't want to get in any trouble, just to make sure I don't want to piss anyone off and I don't want to show the full process. So try to follow the README. Again, check out the Digitama Hatchery Discord. They will be able to help you more than I can, honestly. And that's pretty much like how you get your custom firmware on here. With Xanaxdu custom firmware, it adds a plethora of things. I'll have Stream Me explain some of those things because there's newer things now than before. Cool thing, I thought it was gonna get rid of our Digimon. It didn't, so you can update your VB without deleting your Digimon. Anything that we have like completed is now highlighted in yellow. So like, is as long as we have, I think it's like what, 500 steps? No, it's 500 vital value, and we do a couple squats, we will get Agumon on here. So it's telling us, it gives us a bit more of a idea. As you can see, this is really what we might end up getting because we have all those requirements done, which is literally nothing, which we'll get Betamon. That's the next one. And it even says it as in a star. That's new for this update. Or this is the coolest thing in my opinion. We'll go over to system. We'll go over to this. And you can see we have 9 slots instead of 4 slots for our backgrounds. So all the backgrounds that are available that show up in the adventure mode are now selectable on this, which I think is amazing. This really kind of brings out the potential of this device. Still has the original ones too, which I think is great. If I do training, right? Normally when you train, you need to get a lot of points if you want to get your Digimon like up to speed, up to snuff. I'm just gonna like actually do it because I feel guilty if I just like shake my hand. I never do that. I've only done it like a couple times. Mission clear, right? We'll get our points just like normal. We got 10 and AP for doing the punches, right? And then what it'll do, it'll go right back in. So we can keep it going. We can just do this. So we can actually work out or work in our actual workouts, which I plan on doing. What happens when you go into adventure mode? It's like the original Vital Brace and Digivice V where you can just keep going. You don't have to like, oh, he left adventure mode. I didn't see that or hear that. Now I have to go back in. It'll just keep it going for you, which I think is really cool. You can do battles without having to tap this to any device. So that's for anyone that has any troubles with NFC stuff. Okay, so we're gonna hold the confirm button. Wow, that's so strange. And you just immediately go into a battle. That is really weird. I might accidentally do that a couple times. They also added with the newest update the ability to finally change your clock to a 24-hour clock, which is just a godsend. I'm so happy they finally added that. That is one of my biggest problems with the Vital Bracelet. 24-hour clock is just not something I usually use. I did get pretty used to reading 24-hour time though, which was a fun thing to add to my random list of nonsense that I can do. It also adds the date, so it shows you the date in the top corner. At first I didn't like this, I felt it looked cramped, but now I actually quite like it. Another update that they added is the ability to go into what is called the extra menu. So there's a pretty useless menu on the base Vital Bracelet firmware where you just click it and it allows you to insert a DIM card, which makes no sense because you can just do that whenever. You don't have to go to that menu. It just gives you some extra options when you're running your Vital Brace. So one of the biggest things is you can finally change your avatar. I didn't know this, but once you set your avatar, there is a feminine and masculine one. You're stuck with that. So this is actually able to change that, just in case you did that by accident. You don't want to reset your Vital Brace. Apparently, Bandai knows when you change that, so keep that in mind if you do end up changing it. I haven't done that because I haven't had the need to. You can change the 12-hour clock to a 24-hour clock. You can change the month to be month and day or day and month, depending on how you are. Adventure battles, you can either turn the auto adventure battles on or off. So if you're someone that actually liked how the Vital Bracelet B did things where it initially just kind of turned that off. I prefer having the battles autoplay like they did on the previous watch. Another last little update that this newest one has is the battery bar is now color-coded and also a lot more accurate. For some reason on the Vital Bracelet B, when you're at, there's only 3 bars of battery. When you're on the last bar, it will just like die. It won't tell you that it's empty. It'll just be on the last bar and then it'll die. And I really don't like that. This actually tells you when it's really, really low and you need to charge it. Other than that, I absolutely love this device now. I'm probably gonna do a full review of this very soon. Now that I've gotten 1, the hang of it, 2, I've been able to raise a couple megas on here successfully. I always like waiting until I can do that until I've finished like or giving my full final thoughts on a device. And yeah, check out my YouTube shorts, check out my TikTok. If you really like this video, let me know, and we'll see you next week with whatever the hell I do next.